Coming to the importance, okay, importance and complexities. So first one is increase in complexities management of the organization. Okay, so due to many changes in the environment, okay, so the organizations undergo many complexities. Okay, so these increased complexities leads to the executive development, leads to take the decisions to enhance the performance of the executives. Okay, so uh, in order to in order to face the future problems, and at the same time in order to cope up along with the changes in the environment. Okay, so employee or executive development programs should be conducted. So this is the first important thing in executive development. Coming to second one, shortage of trained personnel. So this is also another thing. Why? Because why organizations has to take executive development programs means, why? Because means, so there is a shortage of trained personnel. So shortage of trained personnel in the sense, any new employee in the organization, definitely he has to be given some training program in order to accustomed to the job position. Okay, in order to know the roles and responsibilities of the job position. Therefore there is a shortage of trained personnel. So in order to increase the trained personnel in the organization, definitely executive development programs has to be given, not only for the newly employees but also the existing employees also should have be given the training facilities. Why? Because according to the changing environment, the employees also should know the new technological advancements. What were the new technological advancements? Okay, so all these things has to be learned by the employees. And coming to the third one, so technological changes also forces the organization to adopt executive development programs in the organization. Okay, so definitely, if at all there is a technological advancement in their industry means, definitely in order to sustain in the competitive market they have to adopt those technological advancement. Okay, so for that the executive development program is needed. So the employees should be known about those new technologies. Okay, so therefore executive development programs should be conducted. Another one is socio-cultural changes. So nowadays we all know the through globalization, so many employees from other countries also working the home country and host countries. Okay, therefore definitely we can see socio-cultural changes in the organizations. So some countries have their own culture. Okay, so likewise they follow their own culture in the organizations also. So definitely in order to know the socio-cultural changes. Okay, and and the organizations has to move on according to those. So therefore definitely the employees of the organization should know about all those things. For that these executive development programs will be very helpful. Coming to another one, increased competition. So what does increased competition means? So in present environment, okay, so there is heavy competition, many people were there. Okay, so in order to compete those people, skilled people, definitely our existing employees need some training. Okay, regarding their performance. Okay, definitely they have to enhance their performance levels. Okay, so in order to enhance their performance levels, definitely they need some training programs. Okay, so increased competition also leads to adopt executive development programs in the organization. Coming to another one, changes in labor management relations. Okay, so continuously there will be changes in the government. Okay, so changes in the government regarding the labor management relations. So every organization has to adopt those policies and procedures. So definitely every employee in the organization should be aware of all those things. So definitely a separate program should be conducted in order to know all those things. So another one is social responsibility of management. So it is a social responsibility of management to conduct some executive development programs. Okay. uh, why? Because it develops the self development of employees, performance levels of employees. Okay, so therefore the management, they should come forward for the development of executives. Okay, so the performance levels can be increased by the employees. So it is a social responsibility. So that is why executive development programs will be conducted. Another one is increased professionalism. So this is also another important aspect. So each and every person, the work they are doing, they want to become very professionalized in those job positions. Therefore this awareness has lead to the adaptation of the executive development programs in the organization. Okay, so increased professionalism leads to the executive development programs in the organization. And last one is unending process. So executive development program means it is an unending process, it is a continuous process, long term process. Till the organization is there, employees will be there. Till the employees are there, they have to learn new things. Okay, as uh, as the future is going on. Okay, so new technology, new advancements will be seen in the environment. Therefore definitely every day they have to learn the new things. Okay, and they have to increase their performance levels. Therefore it is an unending process. Therefore definitely executive development programs has to be conducted in the organization. Now coming to the assumptions. Okay, so what are the assumptions, what are the limitations? Okay, so if at all these assumptions are there, we can execute the executive development program effectively in the organization. Okay, so therefore what are those assumptions? So coming to the first one is management development is a continuous process, as there is no time limit for the for learning to occur. Okay, so this is the first assumption. So whenever this assumption is there, then only we can execute the executive development program in the organization. Means here it is not a one shot program but continues throughout the career of a manager. Okay, so therefore though there may be certain one shot training programs, these are not the only elements for management developments. Okay, so the one shot training programs are only one type of input in management development. Therefore there should be a continuous a process. Okay, in the organization. So this is the assumption. Next one, next assumption is management development is based on the assumption that there always exists a gap between an individual performance and his potential performance. So that is why executive development programs are conducted. Okay, so gap in the sense the actuals and the standards which are predetermined by the organization. So definitely there will be a gap between the actual performance and the standard performance. Therefore definitely they need the executive development programs. So the untapped potentials can be translated into actual performance through management development process. So this is the assumption of the organization. Okay, they can enhance the performance levels through management development process. And coming to the third one, development seldom takes place in completely peaceful and relaxed atmosphere. Okay, so development involves stress and strains. Often, development itself become a challenging job. Therefore, it may be accompanied by errors and also the failures. However, these errors and failures perhaps provide more challenge, okay, to a motivated manager for further development. Okay, so this management development seldom takes place in completely peaceful and relaxed atmosphere. Coming to another one, management development requires a clear setting of goals. Okay, so setting clear goals helps in providing the direction for development and adopting the relevant strategies. Okay, for that. So Last one is management development requires conducive environment. Okay, so it requires conducive environment means the environment should be very encouraging, stimulating. Okay, and a continuous feedback. Okay, about the degree of development of the employees should be given. So this is about the assumptions of executive development program. So whenever these assumptions are there, then effectiveness of executive development program can be seen. Okay, so these are the assumptions. Now coming to process of executive development. So what is the process of executive development? First one, ascertaining the development needs. First of all, we should know what are the needs in the organization. Analyzing or ascertaining development needs means the present and future development needs of recruitment organization are ascertained. It becomes necessary to know how many and what type of managers are required to meet the present and future needs of organization. Okay, or this needs organizational planning. Organizational planning means it is a critical examination in the organizational structure. Okay, means in the light of future plans of organization, we reveal that what the organization needs in terms of departmental wise, what does it need in functional level wise, executive positions. Okay, so after getting the information, it will be easy to prepare the descriptions and specifications for different executive positions. Okay, so which in turn gives information relating to the type of education, experience, training, special knowledge, skills, and personal traits for each position can be ascertained, can be analyzed. When means when we have a proper organizational planning. So if at all we have a proper organizational planning, we definitely critically examine the levels of the management, whatever the it needs, the departmental needs, or else what are the functions that are needed in the executive positions, what training should be given, what is needed, what experience is needed, what special knowledge is needed, what were the special skills needed, personal traits needed for each position. So the all these can be ascertained. Okay, next coming to appraisal of present management talent. Okay, so appraisal of present management talent is another second process after ascertaining the needs. Okay, so what needs we have to what skills we need, so we have to ascertain depending upon what skills we need, what according to the position we have to go for the proper training needs. Then coming to after ascertaining the needs, we have to appraise of management present management talent means a qualitative assessment over the existing executives should be made. Okay, to determine the type of executive talent available within the organization, and an estimate of their potential for development is also added to that. Okay, so assessment is done on each and every executive. Okay, and at the same time their potentialities are also ascertained, and then comparison is made between the available executive talent and the projected required talent. Therefore here we can say that in second process we can know about the existing talent of the executive, and at the same time what is needed by comparing the executives present talent and the okay the required talent. So this is the second process. Next coming to the third one, inventory of executive management talent, or else inventory of executive manpower. Okay, so an inventory is prepared to have complete information. Okay, so inventory is prepared to have complete information about each management talent or each manpower, each human okay, or else each executive. So for each executive a separate card or file is maintained. Okay, to record therein such data as like name, age, length of the service, education, experience, health, test results, training courses completed, okay, psychological test results, performance appraisal results. All these will be there. All these will be maintained for each and every executive in the organization. Okay, so an analysis of such information will reveal the strengths and weaknesses of each executive in certain functions. Okay, so therefore relative to the future needs of the organization, we can analyze such information. Okay, so by having the full details of the management, sorry, the executive in the organization, okay, so we can analyze the strengths and weaknesses of that executive. So according to that we can analyze, okay, how he can function, okay, according to the future needs of the organization. So this is about the inventory of management talent. Coming to the next one, next process is planning development program for individuals, or else planning individual development programs. Okay, so it means each one of us has a unique set of physical, intellectual, emotional characteristics. Therefore a development plan should be tailor made for each individual. Okay, so executive programs, okay, should be conducted depending upon the persons, depending upon the employees in the organization. So a development program should be created for tailor made, means in the sense according to the requirements of the executive. Okay, so according to that unique set of physical, intellectual, emotional characteristics, a development plan should be created. Okay, so therefore it would be possible to impart knowledge and skills and mold behavior of human beings, but it would be difficult to change the basic personality and temperament of a person once he reaches adulthood stage. Okay, so that is known as the planning individual development program. Means we cannot change the basic personality, we can impart knowledge and skills only. Okay, next one is establishing training and development programs. Okay, so establishing training and development program means it is the responsibility of the personnel or human resource department to prepare a comprehensive and well conceived development, okay, programs, development programs. So it is also required to identify existing levels of skills, knowledge, etc. Okay, so uh, existing skills and knowledge of various executives of different levels of management, okay, and compare them with their respective job requirements. So it is also required to identify development needs and establish specific development programs, okay, in the fields of leadership, decision making, human relations, etc. So all these were seen by the human resource development, okay, or else the personal manage department. Okay, so it is the responsibility of personal department or HR department to prepare a comprehensive and well defined conceived development programs. Okay, means we have to identify, HR department should identify the existing levels and skills of knowledge, okay, of various executives in different levels of management, and we have to compare them with their job requirement. According to that we have to give them. Okay, and coming to another one, evaluating development program. Okay, so evaluating development program means, since executive development programs involve huge expenditure in terms of time and efforts, the top management of organization is naturally interested to know to what extent the program objectives have been fulfilled. Okay, definitely each and every top level management, at the end of the day they will analyze the cost benefit relationship. Okay, so such programs evaluation will reveal the relevance of the development programs and the changes that have been affected by such programs. Okay, so if the objectives of the program have been achieved, the program is said to be successful. Okay, but it is difficult to measure the changes or effects against the predetermined objectives. Okay, so this is about the process of executive development. Okay, so ascertaining developmental needs means training needs, what training needs should be needed for each and every level of management. Next, appraisal of present management talent. So how to, we have to analyze the existing skills and the also what are the future needs. Okay, next, inventory of management power, manpower. Okay, how much is there, so we have to analyze. Next, planning development program for individuals, establishment of training and development programs, and finally we have to evaluate the program. So Evaluating means finally do the objectives of the program have been achieved or not successfully. Okay, so this is analyzed by the top level management. So therefore these are the process of executive development. Okay, now if we see the techniques of executive development means, here we see the on the job techniques and off the job techniques. Okay, so what are the on the job techniques and off the job techniques? So on the job means development of managerial personnel is the most common form, which involves learning while performing the work. That is known as the job. On the job means while performing their job, they will learn. Okay, they will learn training. Okay, so on the job technique are most useful when objective is to improve on the job behavior of the executives. So this type of training is inexpensive and also time consuming. Therefore, the trainee without artificial support can size up his subordinates, okay, and demonstrate his leadership qualities also in on-job techniques. So on-job means on the job development of managerial personnel, okay, which involves learning, okay, learning while performing the work also. Okay, now coming to the off the job technique. Okay, so off the job training means it requires that trainees learn at location other than the real work spot, means not within the organization, outside the organization. Off the job executive development programs will be conducted. So these are the two techniques that were involved in the executive or management development. Okay,